today because we're set up with a slightly different moment in history than we've been before. And the 250th anniversary of something particular happening here, but we'll get to that in a moment. First, I should let you know we're going to be together for about 25-30 minutes. As we're going to be together, if anybody needs to leave at any time, by all means, pop your hand up, let me know. We'll direct you where you need to go to be where you feel best. We're going to be going into this building that is a reconstructed building. It burned down in 1781. It was rebuilt in 1934. So the question becomes, how do we know what we know? How do we know how to rebuild it? There's the 3 A's. We don't want to guess what one of those may be, or all of them. Put them together, yes. Architecture via Thomas Jefferson. He did architectural drawings to tell us what size all the rooms were. Wow. So that tells us the footprint on the inside. To know the footprint on the outside, or to know the base footprint. That's where our walls were inside. We also have archaeology. 1920s, 1930s. Turns out when this building burned, it burned in 3 hours. Everything dropped into the cellar. Great for archaeology. The last one is artwork. We call this a piece from the Bodleian plate found in a library in England. You can see not only the palace, the front of the palace, the dance buildings to the side, even some of the gardens along. Nice. So we can get things pretty close, and then for the inside, well, we have inventories, we have research, entire teams dedicated just to making sure everything inside is as good as it can be. But a building, it's just walls and floors, ceilings and doors. What makes a building noteworthy? Why do I feel like what's that? Details. So there's architectural details, but what else? What happens in a building? Who's in the building? Events and people. And there's particular people we're going to talk about today. The last royal governor, Lord Dunmore. 1774, 1775, we're on that precipice of history, that odd little bubble between being a British colony and starting to break away. We're going to talk about that sort of moment in time when everything is changing. When we walk into this building that's both a government center and a family home. As we do this, we're going to be going down a couple of stairs coming down, a couple more stairs coming up. There will be more stairs inside. We'll direct you if you want to, for example, not go up the 27 sets of stairs inside once we're in there. My friends, we're going to start moving into the governor's palace. Everybody ready? So. You're welcome to look into the rooms on either side of the glass. My last person, just grab that door closed for me. This building is divided sort of into your public half and private half. On your right-hand side, we're going to see the parlor. If you're coming in for something like having paperwork signed, taxes, land grants, you gotta come up with the paperwork you go first. Intimidating. A lot of the same answers. Anyone feel different than intimidating? Which is absolutely fine. Was that Tulsa? Yes, yes. Do you think everybody felt the same in the 18th century? Imagine if you walk into this building, you are a British loyalist. You are absolutely happy to be coming in to the seat of British power in Virginia. And you walk in and you look at all of these weapons that Mother England has provided. How you feel? Proud. Ooh, I got nothing to today. I like that. Let's say you're a patriot and you don't necessarily want to stay underneath arm of Mother England. How are you feeling now? Intimidated, much like a lot of us do today. Frightened. And what if you are one of the people who works in this building, no matter what that status may be, paid, indentured, enslaved? You come in, there's a coal burning fireplace. How dusty does coal get? Very, very, very. And we have these pretty white walls, and we have all these big shiny weapons, and your job is to clean them. Yeah, not so fun. At that point, it just starts to feel a little bit different. But there's one more perspective to think about. Lord Dunmore is here. He is not particularly popular. And he brings in his wife and 6 of their 7 children. Their youngest is a bit ill at that point, so they leave the 3-year-old at home. They come down here in February of 1774. They are here. Lady Dunmore, best friend of Queen Charlotte, walks in here with her children, used to the finest places in England. To her, this is probably not particularly impressive. She looks around and goes, oh, okay, the arm in the manor. Oh, bullet made of marble. For her, that's normal. For the average Virginian, this may be the only marble floor you step on up to this point in time. All the different views we might see in one little space. But we're going to go deeper into this family story and deeper into this house. We're going to be up the staircase, which is going to be up the private side of the house, into a little bit of exclusivity. We're going to wind up going through a couple of bedrooms and eventually wind up in the dressing room. Think about what the dressing room looks like to you today, and think what probably the look is to. Be a little bit different. As we are going to come up, if anybody does not want to come up the 27 stairs, there is some seating here for you, right in the back next to the stairs. Make sure I'm not blocking the way. So you're welcome to have a seat there if you'd like. You're also welcome to go ahead and up the stairs with us. We're going to wander through those bedrooms and wind up in the big red room. Trust me, as soon as you see it, you're going to know, oh, this is the one I mean. So, my friends. Oh, one more thing. As the staircase turns, there's an odd little extra step in there. So do me a favor and watch your footing as you're coming up that way. Of course, if you're taking any photos, videos, things like that, please don't do so on the stairs themselves. Down here is fine, up there is fine, just not on the stairs, just so that it's a matter of balance and safety. With this, my friends, I'm ready to head further into the story. Wonderful work. Pause in here for a moment since there's a smaller group let everyone catch up here. This room we have set up as the bed chamber for the older daughters, Catherine and Augusta. The 2 teenagers sharing a bed here. This one we believe, or we have set up for their governess. Having your teacher / chaperone sharing the room. So we come this way, the next one is set up as more of a guest room, and we'll come into a little yellow room, or off of the big red room, there's a little yellow room you're welcome to look in, that is set up as Lord and Lady Dunmore's bedroom. dressing room as we would expect today, does it? Hear the word dressing room, I think we all probably think of like the little place at a department store. But this, we are right at that time in history when dressing rooms are going from being your kind of private places to get ready to a place where you might entertain. As you're in here to entertain, you still have to be rather close to the family to be brought in and up here. But we know people the likes of Washington would have been up here during Dunmore's time. We have that recorded. There's something you may notice in this room. I'm going to spoil a little bit of what I'm going to tell you because, you see, Lady Dunmore and 6 of the children are here. For a few months, the family is together once again, minus the youngest son, who is over in England. He's only 3, he's been a little bit ill. But there's some talk about things going on out west. Something going on with the Shawnee. So Lord Dunmore heads out there, what we refer to now as the Shawnee-Dunmore War. And when he comes back, he and his wife both have people to introduce each other to. He comes back with 3 men that are referred to contemporarily as the Shawnee Princes. Not really a term we would use today. We would say more delegates at this time. For these 4 strapping men he brings along, introduces to the family, and Lady Dunmore introduces him to their new daughter on the day before he returned home. You are trying to curry favor with the people of Virginia, and you've just had a baby girl. What do you name her? Virginia. And we know that she could be laid out in this beautiful little presentation cradle. She's going to do what newborns do very well, sleep and look cute. And as soon as she does something that is not so cute, her nanny is going to come along and whisk her upstairs with most of the other children, except, of course, Catherine and Augusta, whose rooms are just over to the side, the older daughters. Here, they might come down to entertain their mother's friends and their father's friends with the harpsichord, or with what they've learned in their dance lessons. This may be a government site. Right underneath our feet, people are coming in to sign paperwork and have government meetings, but up here it's a family chamber. And a government site as well, who you know is very important. But it is 1775. War is coming. Lord Dunmore makes us to remove the gunpowder and some of the flintlocks from the magazine. Magazine is that octagonal building towards the center of town. If we didn't have the catalpa trees in the way, we could almost see it from here. It's not far away. He does this under cover of night to not alert people. However, we have a night watch. People find out and people are not happy. They come down to Palace Green. All of the light that is coming in from those windows is from windows that are facing Palace Green, facing the opening to this house. Also, isn't easily visible from the family center. So, they arm up the house. Swivel guns, a type of small cannon put into the windows. But April, May, June, by early June, the family realizes, yes, it's a government center, but it's also their home. What do you do when your home is under attack?
Defend it.
What's that?
Defend it.
Defend. What about when the defenses don't feel like enough? Exactly. It's funny. January of 75, they hold a grand ball, not knowing it would be their last. You can imagine people setting up in their finest shoes and their finest jewelry, picking out what fans they're going to wear, all their fun things that we do when we're getting ready for a party. And then 5 months later, they're deciding not what they're going to carry with them to the party, but what they're going to pack and carry with them, probably all the way back to England. We're going to retrace some of their steps. We don't know exactly which door they left through, but if the family rooms are here, to get downstairs, we're going to be going down that grand staircase again, just as they might have. You're going to be welcome to look in to the dining room where they're packing up the silver, and then we'll meet in the ballroom and discuss that bubble of time. Do you have any questions before we head down? As we come down, please remember there was that extra step that was there in the middle of the staircase. I promise you it is still there. Watch your step as we go. Right this way.
Hello, welcome to the ballroom of the governor's house, where the public facing the building goes specifically to entertain guests, mostly by dancing, of course. Virginians do love to dance, but also by making music like I'm doing right now. Brady, I'm a member of the governor's music. We are Williamsburg's resident. It is our full-time job to interpret musical life here in the colony, so I appreciate having this opportunity to do it here today. I'd like to tell you a little bit about some of the musical instruments in the room, as they might not be the ones you would typically encounter today. I'm playing on a bass viol, also known as the viola da gamba. It's a one-string instrument. It's a cousin to both the violin and the guitar, sharing features in common. Like the guitar, the viol has a lot of strings. Mine has 7, while 6 is also quite typical, and also 7 frets, allowing me to play those nice full chords you would hear, which I was doing with the means of a bow. The violin would. However, the viola da gamba bow is held with an underhand bow, where the air speakers obtain the pressure directly on the bow, giving it its own unique sound quality, as opposed to the violin and the cello who use an overhand bow like this. The viola da gamba was regarded as an aristocratic instrument. It's quite a formless room. It enjoyed a nice 250-year period of popularity before sadly falling out of fashion around the middle of the 18th century in favor of its little cousin, the violin. The instrument behind me, we know, probably did exist here at the palace. This is a harpsichord, and Lord Dunmore owned a number of keyboard instruments, including a harpsichord. We don't know if it was this exact one, but this is an antique harpsichord working at the time here, dated 1758, by Jacob Kirkman, a gentleman who's best known today for having made 2 instruments for our own beloved Queen Charlotte, of course, you see hanging here on the wall. You have encountered a harpsichord before. It's the predecessor to the modern piano. If you know how a piano makes its sound, when you press the key, a felt-covered handle will strike the string, right? If you press the key really hard, it plays loudly. If you touch it gently, it plays very quietly. A harpsichord, by way of contrast, when you touch its keys, makes this strumming sound. It's caused by the build of feather bill plucking the string. That pluck, however, is not touch sensitive. It won't get any louder or softer should you bang on it, so it's advisable to treat it gently. With that, I will thank you for your time.
Imagine coming in here and hearing these beautiful sounds in that last party in January 1775, swooping into this ballroom, Lord Dunmore under the portrait of King George III, Lady Dunmore under the portrait of Queen Charlotte, perhaps to the other side, maybe those Shawnee princes, those delegates that we talked about. This party was for them, it was for the Queen's birthday, it was for the baptism of little baby Virginia. And yet, just like that front hall, it's going to look different to everybody. It's going to look different to the loyalists that come in celebrating. It's going to look different to the patriots who come in, who are having to watch their tongues in this government center. It's going to look different to the people who make sure every single crystal is beautiful. And to the same people, it's going to look very different as the family leaves 5 months later. Again, we don't know if it was this door, the front door, the side door that they came through, but my guess, and the guess of a number of us, is if you have these great big trunks, this is going to be a pretty easy exit. In any case, it's the way we're coming through now. During a grand, beautiful party, you're going to come in, you're going to want something to eat. We're going to end our time in the supper room. hearing those echoes in your mind, that last party as you know. Coming into the supper room that had previously been filled with food, maybe buffets, maybe plated dinners, maybe just places for snacks, many different things all night. A party goes from dusk till dawn. Now it's June. The world rays of light are revealing a family. The place that is both a government center and a home. We know that Lord Dunmore puts out a request to be recouped for his cost of things that he left behind. But there's much more that he leaves behind than his wife and his children. So who do you think is expecting to come back, and who do you think is expecting to never return? I think Lord Dunmore was hoping someday he'd come back, but we know now that he never would. They may not know, they would not know at the time where all of this would end up. We know now it ends with a country called America. As you leave here, take one last look behind you into this now empty room that would have been filled with food and laughter. The last dying notes of the last royal law. Into that time of uncertainty, whether you look at it from the point of view of Lord Dunmore, Lady Dunmore, their children, or any of those who served them being left behind. Following them out the next morning, realizing that they're gone and wondering what comes next. I'm afraid I don't know what's going to be next for you as you continue your journey throughout this museum. But I do know that I'll be here to answer any questions you have as you go, and that I'm very thankful that you came out to join us. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it felt like a roller coaster. I had to close my eyes going over that one. plug it in. I don't know what I just unplugged, but you know. Ow. Mm. Mm. I get Secret Garden vibes from this. Have you ever seen that movie?
Dead end. Okay, go to the right.